Hey Team AIM, it's Jamie Jaco, your 31 director, and I wanted to come live because I had someone on the team message me that she had the opportunity to do a vendor event, and she was asking my advice on how to make it successful. So I thought I had actually a few minutes, and so I thought I'd just come live and give you my 5 tips on how to have a great vendor event, and that way you'll be ready to go when you do your own. So vendor events are amazing. If you're brand new and you have no clue what a vendor event is, a vendor event is just where you go set up somewhere. So whether it's like at a fundraising, like Relay for Life, where they have booths, whether it's like an autumn street fair, craft fairs, all of those places where you like sign a waiver and you pay money, or they let you set it for free, which is even better. But this is just a place where you can go and set up and show off your products. But I'm going to tell you with my tips, it's not about your products. It's going to be about you. So the best way I would tell you to have a successful vendor event is to share who you are and share you, because that's what's going to get you those contacts. So I'm going to go through my top 5 tips on how to have a successful vendor event. If you have any questions, feel free to comment them below and I will answer them and we'll get started. So, and I'm looking down, I've made my notes of my top 5 and that's about all I have. So y'all know me, I just kind of wing it. So the first one is, don't go into your vendor event expecting orders. And the reason why I say this is because if you expect orders, it doesn't really happen very often. I know sometimes, I've done a ton of vendor events and I can't tell you, I mean, maybe one time it's happened that I've had someone actually place an order. So this is, it's just not something that people normally do, because a lot of times when people go to vendor events, they're going to get stuff at a great price. Hey, LB. They go to get stuff at a great price. And so our things are a little bit more expensive than what you would buy at a vendor event. And so they're not going thinking that they're going to spend, you know, $40, $50, $60 on a purse. A lot of times they're not carrying that kind of cash. Now, it's great now that we can take credit cards and things like that. But I would tell you your main goal when you go to a vendor event is not to expect orders. Now, you can take orders, of course. I would always bring your order forms, be ready to take down an order, direct ship always. So make sure it's going straight to them so you don't have to worry about it. And then if you want to do cash and carry, that's always a fun thing to get people into your booth. People that love 31 love discounted 31. And so if you've got some extra things on you, whenever I do a vendor event, I always go through all the products that I have and see if there's any that are no longer in the catalog, because I don't carry anything I can't sell. So you'll never see me carrying a bag that I can't sell to you. So if I go to the grocery store and somebody's like, oh, I love your purse, I don't want to say, oh, I'm sorry, we used to have it, but we don't have it anymore. Like, I just lost a sale. Always carry stuff that is current. Sometimes you don't get that with the print, but the product always needs to be current. So, if I have things that's retired, then I'll put those in my cash and carry. Now we have the awesome marketplace, so you could always, buy up a few little carry-all caddies. The more lower end things, the better. So key fobs do really well. Those adorable little snackers, little carry-all caddies, like I said. Those are great things that if you want to buy and have at your vendor event. But I'm the type of person that I don't like to spend a ton. I want to keep it nice and simple. And so I'll go through some of my stuff, maybe have a large utility tote out and have a cute little sign on it that says cash and carry. And then people can buy up out of that. But I just want them in my booth. I want them something to get them in so that I can talk to them and so they can get to know me. Because at the end of the day, your customers are not buying 31. They're buying you. If you don't know, there are tons of 31 consultants. They can buy 31 from anybody. You have to create that relationship so they want to buy just from you. You want to create those loyal customers. And the way you're going to do that is by meeting more people, because you always need to get outside of your circle. I always tell people, the first month of 31 can always be great because that's when your friends and family buy from you. But after a month, if you're still just banking on your friends and family buying from you, then you're doing it wrong. After a month, you've got to get out of your circle. And the only way you're going to get out of your circle is meeting new people. And that's why vendor events are so great for you to get out of your circle. That's where you get time to talk to people and let them really know who you are, and you create that relationship with them. So Don't go expecting orders, but if you get orders, that's just the cherry on top. So I would still bring order forms, your calculator, your catalog, all those things that you need. Second is cash and, oh, I just thought of another tip. I'll tell you that at the end. Because I said catalogs and it made me think about it. And then also, along with the number one, if you want to bring cash and carry items, that's always a great thing to do to get them into the booth, and you can sell off some of your old stuff. The second thing is what the whole vendor event is all about. That should have probably been my number one tip, but it's all about contacts. It's all about getting out of your circle and meeting new people. And I'm going to tell you the best way to get contacts that I do every time I have a vendor event is I will print off, like, I don't know anything about technology and computers and all that stuff. So I just get on my little word pad and I type, and I'm like, win a 31 prize just by filling out this door prize slip. Now, there's different things that you can do if you already know what you're going to give away, and if you know it's a really good product. Like, let's just say you have something extra left over. If you know it's a really good product, if you know a lot of people's going to love it, then you can set it up and be like, win this by filling out a door prize. I've never told them what they're winning. I just say, win a gift by filling out this door prize completely. Make sure you put in completely, because when you get those door prize slips, a lot of people are just going to put their name and their cell phone number, and that's not why you're trying to do this. The reason that you're trying to do it is to get email addresses. Email addresses are so incredibly important. You want their name, you want their email address, and you want their phone number. And you can put, and another great thing is you can buy door prize slips on the 31 business supply, or you can make your own. And I'll tell you, making your own, you can go to Pinterest and type in door prize slips, and you're going to see all kinds of different ones. So that's a really great place to go and find door prize slips that are already done up, or you can buy the ones from 31. I also love to have a little box like interested in booking a party, interested in joining my team, things like that. So you really want those things. So those are the key things. You want their name, you want their phone number, so if they win, you can contact them. You want their email address, that's so important. And then you want the little boxes down at the bottom that says, if you're interested in booking a party, if you're interested in joining my team, things like that. That is the whole reason that you want to do a vendor event. You want to meet people and you want to get contacts. So you want to meet the people there, and then you want to get their contact information so you can become their consultant. So that's huge, and that's been the best way that I have found that you can get contacts. And again, make sure you have that word completely when you say to fill out the form, because then if they just put their name and phone number, you've kind of lost them. Unless you can find them on Facebook and friend them. It's kind of a little spammy. It's a little scary. But if you remember them and you had a great conversation with them, then you could probably add them on Facebook and it not be too crazy. But if you go through and just start adding all those people on Facebook that you just barely met, they're going to think you're a weirdo. So number 2 is huge. It's all about the contacts. Put yourself up a sign, tell them to fill out the door prize slips, have the door prize slips. And then at the end is when I do it the next day when the vendor event's over. I'll pull a name out and I'll have them come to, or then I'll text them and I'll mail them their prize, whatever it was. Let's see. Number 3 is don't sit down. So that is huge. I hate going to a vendor event and just see someone sitting behind a table. Now, if it's like little homemade goodies, things like that, yeah, you can sit there because they either know it if they want it or not. But with your business, you need to be up. You do not need to be sitting down. If you're sitting down behind your booth, one that comes off is, you don't really care that somebody just walked into your booth. I always say, be so thankful for every person that comes into your booth. They seen 31, so they either love 31 or they don't know about 31. And so they're walking in. You need to be thankful that they stopped at your booth, and you need to at least say hi and greet them and be open. I'll tell you, vendor events are not for the girls that are very shy and introverted, because business is not for the people that are not going to step out of their comfort zone. So you have to be ready. You have to be stepping out, talking to people. So I don't even bring a chair. So it doesn't give me that kind of like opportunity to sit down. I don't bring my chair. I stand up. I talk to people. I walk back and forth. I talk to each person on the side of my booths. Great place for vendor events to get customers is other vendors, because these people love large utility totes to carry all of their stuff that they've brought in for a vendor event. So make sure you're talking to everybody. You're not sitting down. You're not being closed off. The number 4 one is make your booth simple and fun. So the way I tell you is the way to do that. If you're a new consultant and you don't have a ton of products, that's fine. Make your booth nice and pretty. Make it inviting. Have people want to come up and look at it. If you have and if you're a seasoned consultant and have a ton of products and you throw them all on the table, that is so overwhelming. A lot of times if a booth is very crowded, people won't stop at it because it's just so overwhelming. An overwhelmed mind always says no. So if something's overwhelming to them, they'll just walk on. But if it's nice and pretty and simple and they can see everything, that's always a great thing. With it getting close to Christmas time, put up some Christmas lights, have some cute little Christmas signs, make it fun. Don't make it just 31. I tell everybody all the time, in your close customer groups, if you're only posting 31, then you're not getting customers. You've got to create that relationship with them. And so the best thing to do is not have stuff just 31. So have a cute little fun Christmas present out, have them wrapped, have Christmas lights. If it's Christmas time, summer, you can do different stuff. You could have fresh lemonade for free. Have something other than 31 to want them to come in and see it. And I don't know about y'all, but I love some nice, pretty Christmas lights hanging up. Anytime I see nice, pretty Christmas lights, I'm all about it. It'll just draw me to it, especially if they're white Christmas lights. Craig loves colored Christmas lights, so we're always going back and forth on who's the winner of the best, who's, looks the best. Okay, so that's it. Just make your booth simple and fun. You do not want it too overcrowded, and you also want it to be fun. So you really want to, the holidays that's coming up, you really want to bank on that. Maybe if you're doing something in the summer and it's 4th of July, then make it all about USA. So have a bunch of flags and things like that. Make it fun. And then number 5, the second most important thing, the first most important thing that you're going to a vendor event for is to get new contacts. The second most important thing, but it's the first most important thing after the vendor event, is follow up. So you have to follow up. So hopefully you've got a little carry-out caddy full. That's what I use to gather my door prizes. You always want to use the product so people are like, oh, that's cute. I never thought of that. So I'll have a little carry-out caddy, and that's where everybody put their door prize slips. So I actually look at my calendar, find a time that I can do it, and I pencil it in just like it's work or just like it's a kid's ball game. I'm not missing it. I have to do it. This is the time I do it. And that's all about when you follow up. So this is the time that, one, you're going to draw the winner of the prize and you're going to contact them and let them know that they want a prize. But 2, you're going to take all of those people, all of those emails that you got, you're putting them into your back office. That is the most important thing. You want those emails so that 31 is if you're a new consultant, you might not know. When you go to your virtual office and you click on contacts, if you look, you're going to see a list of all your contacts. And a contact is anytime someone orders from you. Now, this is why it's so important to get people's email addresses, especially if you're at a home party also. I always tell my people at home parties, they have to put their email address on that order form or they can't order from me. So it's like a little funny joke, but I want their email. Because 31 sends an email every month, sometimes several times a month, to our contacts on our behalf. You don't even have to do anything. Y'all, 31 is making a beautiful email for your customers on your behalf. And if they went to your website before, they're already cookied in. It's a technical term and I barely know what it means, but that just means if they went to your website before on their computer, when they click that 31 email, it takes them right back to your website. So whenever the outlet sale comes and they send out the email, whenever these, like right now we have this mystery treat fun thing, they're getting that email right now and they're going to click on it if they want to order, and it's going to take them right to your website. If you come in contact with someone, you need their email address. So that's why it's so important to follow up. So you want their name, you want their email, you want to put their email address in there. And then don't forget at the bottom, you said, are you interested in hosting a party? Are you interested in joining my team? Then you're going to go, you've already got all the contacts in. Then you're going to look and see who was interested in hosting a party or joining your team. And then you're going to go chat with those people and start that relationship with those people and hopefully get your next hostess or team member. And then another great thing is Facebook's wonderful. So again, if you really had a relationship with someone, do not do this with everyone. But if there is people in there that you remembered and you're like, oh, I remember this girl. We talked about our kids are the same age. send them a friend request. It can be a little scary sometimes, but if they're like, no, that's weird, they'll reject it. But if they were like, she was so fun, I remember us chit-chatting, I'm going to accept her friend request. You don't throw her in the customer group yet. That's something that takes time. But you can be friends on Facebook and really start that relationship, and then eventually get her into your customer group if that's what she wants. So those are my other things. Now, one other thing I was going to say is I never give out catalogs at my vendor events because, let's face it, catalogs can be expensive, especially if you're giving out a ton of people. So I do give full-size catalogs to people that I really feel like that I've really got that relationship going with, or that I really feel like are going to order in the future. Then I'll give them a catalog, but I keep all of my full-size catalogs underneath my table. But I do put out 2, and I should have already had this ready. Let me grab something really fast. Okay, so what I do is I should have grabbed a catalog. Sorry, y'all. I mean, y'all know, this is how I roll. I'm a crazy mess. Okay, so what I do is I get these little page protectors, and I get a binder, and then I will take 2 catalogs, and you'll see in the middle, like when you go to the middle of the catalog, there's staples right here. I'll take these staples out, I'll cut this, and then I make it like a catalog that's really nice in here. So it's in the page protector. This way people know this isn't a catalog you can take. I used to just have the catalogs like open, laying on the table, and then I'd look over and somebody walked off with it. I'm like, hey, that wasn't for you to walk off with. That's just for you to look through. So I do want them seeing our full-size catalog. I do want them loving the products and seeing the products, but I can't afford to give everybody a catalog. So that's what I started doing it with this. So it looks like it's nice and pretty. They know they can't take off with it. And then all the pages are in there and everybody can see it, and it looks nice and pretty. And then you can always use it again later on, so you don't have to feel like you're wasting a catalog. Great to use for home parties. Great for you to have your catalog and you can flip through it easily. But that's what I do. But everyone gets a mini catalog. So I do order the mini catalogs out of our business supplies. And everyone, because you're talking to everyone that comes inside your booth, everyone walks off with a mini catalog with your information on it. So I always put like a sticker with my name and phone number, and I say, add me on Facebook, join my group, things like that. But everybody gets a catalog. So that way when I'm chit-chatting with them, then I'll give them the catalog as they're walking off. And I'm like, it's been a great pleasure to meet you. If you ever need anything, here's my information. So they're walking off with your information. You got their information for the price. And then they're leaving with a small mini catalog to see the stuff that they want to order from you at a later time. So those are my tips for having a successful vendor event. I really hope that these helped you. I hope you got some great ideas. You can find vendor events everywhere. Look in your newspaper, on Facebook, Chamber of Commerce. There's tons of places that you can find where to set up your next vendor event. And this is great. So if you feel like you're maybe stuck and you feel like you've exhausted your friends and family, which if you've been a consultant longer than a month, you have, then you need to get out of your comfort zone. And if you're not someone that can just go up and talk to people at, like, let's say kids basketball games or schools, then this is a great way to kind of get you in the door and get you out of your comfort zone to meet new people. I love doing vendor events like on towns that are connected to me. So that way I'm branching out into another town. It's just a great way that if you feel like you need some more contacts, vendor events are the perfect thing. So I hope these tips helped you. If you have any questions, comment them below and I will answer them, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys.